Codemasters have finally released a deep dive on the new F1 2023 game, and we are here to cover all the details in this video. And we're going to be seeing stuff like new onboard gameplay, new HUDs, new features like the return of red flags, new updated laser scan tracks, and a whole lot more. So without further ado, let's get into it. So in this game, they've introduced a new 35% race distance, which is meant to be a balance between a full race and a short race, as you wouldn't want to probably do all of it. But normally in the previous game, we had 25% and 50%. Now we got that in the middle, and I think that is a perfectly good balance. And we've also got some new HUD displays to represent real life. Like you can see there, we have the logos and the tires on the side. On the right hand side, it's more like real life. They tweaked it a bit, and I do think that is quite a nice design. Now you can see in the pits, we have some onboard and new cameras, and you can see there, it looks like we could possibly control when to brake in the pits, which is going to be a very interesting feature. So instead of pressing a button for the drivers, or should I say the AI, to automatically drive in, it looks like you can just stop there and brake, which I find it's going to be quite difficult, but quite a cool feature, which I'm quite looking forward to seeing in this new game. I'm quite looking forward to trying that out, but that is a quite cool feature to add there. Red flags, the one feature which everyone has been banging on and demanding about, is finally returning in F1 23 after so long. It's crazy to think that we haven't even had an F1 game with red flags since 2014. But in this game, they finally add it, and it's looking much better than ever. It's now an official Formula 1 game. As you can see there, red flag, race suspended. So you can turn this feature on from reduced standard to increase. So this is going to be very interesting in career mode and how this will play out. Ways I can see the red flag coming out is if there's a big crash on the track, of course, engine failures, or possibly wet weather, which is too extreme for it to be continued in the race. But as you can see, once the red flag comes out, you can change your strategy, which I find pretty cool, just like in real life. And yeah, I'm glad that this feature's here, and you can see confirmed race strategy. You can just alternate it. And yeah, that's a pretty cool feature, and I'm happy that it's back in the new game. And as you can see here, we have a new HUD display in the bottom, which is meant to fit the halo for wherever you put it. And you can see the lighting as well is meant to be similar to how real life would be. Not really saturized, but more of a yellow approach. And I do think that that is a quite cool way of showing the new F1 game. And yeah, you see, it looks more better in my opinion. It looks like more real life in a way. And you see Austria there had a little bit of a change, but yeah, as you can see, the My Team cars as well, and the new liveries, and that's a hint. And I must say that does look cool, and I think the purple and black one there is my favorite. And you see the new display on the wheel, as you see, that is an updated one, and I think that is actually quite cool. I do like that. Also in this game, you can see that there's a new display in the steering wheel inside the cockpit, and yeah, I like the way it's organized, and I think it's pretty much better than last year's game in my opinion. So yeah, that's a nice little peek there. I just want to come back to this clip here. As you can see, obviously we had some new RPM changes, and you can see on the right, the throttle, it's more manageable under traction, low speeds. So as they said in the video, we're going to be getting a new handling model, which was very needed compared to F1 22, because that game's handling was just so poor. It was a mixture of understeer, and just every time you come out of corners, the car just loves to be so sensitive to the throttle, and you just couldn't really come out of there as much, compared to hopefully this game, where they have a new handling model which is meant to be realistic to real life and apparently come out of corners quite easier. But I'll just leave this clip of Natalie Pinkham explaining what the handling is meant to apparently be like.
F1 23 delivers a universal leap forward in gameplay, with innovation to the vehicle physics engine for improvements to handling, low-speed traction and overall drivability. As a result, you'll feel more predictable and authentic vehicle behaviour on track in 3 key areas: acceleration, braking and rotation. To achieve this, the development team first updated the physics calculations for the slip of tyres and how this interacts with the inertia of the car itself. Real F1 team feedback has been incorporated into F1 23 gameplay.
You know, when the guys at Codemasters and the team came approaching me to say, look, we've tweaked the new game, give it a go, see what you feel, things you like, things you don't like, felt like there's been quite a big change with it.
The balance between aerodynamic grip from the cars and mechanical grip from the tyres was fine-tuned to get it much closer to real life, in turn enhancing the authenticity of every drive. The way the engine delivers torque has been refined, making it more progressive relative to your gear and throttle input, which enriches all of these other changes to make throttle response more realistic.
So yeah, the throttle response is apparently meant to be more realistic and easygoing in this game compared to the previous game, which is definitely a must-needed feature. And the handling overall, they got feedback from the engineers and the teams and all of that, like they said. So this is looking promising, and I'm looking forward to the new game and just to have better handling overall, because F1 22 really just wasn't that good with handling. I'm pretty sure we can all agree with that. But yeah, as you can see through the just through the Suzuka S's, you can see the throttle is more easier going compared to before. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
The underfloor of the cars was also improved to make interactions with curbs and rumble strips more true to life.
Yeah, so this is going to be not necessarily a game-changing feature, but this will be pretty good for when it comes to how the car handles. As you can see, going through the curbs at ease through the Wall of Champions. So I'm looking forward to this.
You'll really feel all of this new handling detail through a force feedback steering wheel, but controller drivers, listen up. Introducing Precision Drive Controller technology in F1 23, a transformative controller input tech to enable a more precise and rewarding driver experience on standard controllers.
So yeah, after so long, we're finally getting a track update for these tracks, and you can see here through the corners, if I pause it here, you can see the curbs on the right and the left. There's big difference, as you can see. So this is a good change here, and you can also tell with the force feedback, like Natalie says, is going to be changed up for both the controller and the wheel, which is very good, because just the force feedback overall on the wheel on F1 2022 was just not that bad. It's not that good, but yeah, good features, good changes so far. I'm looking forward to it.
Whether your driving style is smooth or aggressive, Precision Drive will elevate confidence for controller players, especially during those intense wheel-to-wheel racing moments that make F1 so thrilling.
So F1 2023 is looking like a promising game for the controller players. So the handling will be improved. And I used to play on controller, and now I'm going to give it a shot once it comes out. But so far, it's looking good. Now, as you know, in the new calendar this year for the 2023 season, we're going to be getting new tracks featuring the return of Qatar and also Las Vegas, the first time we're going to be able to play in this on an official F1 game. And as you can see here, a lot of details when it comes to this track. The lighting looks good. This is looking promising, despite not necessarily liking the Las Vegas track when it looks like on 2D design. I mean, it might be fun to play. I was a bit skeptical with Miami last year, for instance, but you know, I ended up enjoying the track. But you see the lighting, the buildings and everything just looks fabulous around that track. And in Qatar, we never got the chance to race on this in F1 2021 or F1 22, but this is going to be our first time in a Codemasters game. We're going to be playing this. And yeah, I've always been a fan of this track when it comes to MotoGP, but I'm looking forward to be racing F1 cars around these two tracks. It's going to be a quite exciting experience. 3 returning tracks that I say are quote-unquote fan favorite are going to be returning on the F1 23 games, such as Paul Ricard, Shanghai, and also Portimao. I mean, don't get me wrong, these are some decent tracks, but I wouldn't say that these are fan favorites. Like, there are a couple of fan favorites which I've seen online, which people have been demanding or just been wanting to come back, and I agree with some of them. Like, you know, people say Nürburgring, people say Mugello, but realistically, since these have been in the game before, these 3 tracks I'd like to see come back, such as Malaysia, that's one track which I really enjoy. Germany, Hockenheim is definitely one of my favorites, and possibly Vietnam. Obviously, in real life, this was one cancelled race which the track was being ready for, but we just never got to race on it in real life. But I think, in my opinion, they should just add it back, since it's only been in one game. And yeah, that's pretty much all we know in this new deep dive trailer that we've been given. Besides that, it's just Breaking Point, really. Obviously, Breaking Point comes every 2 years, like in F1 2019, F1 2021, and now F1 23, where there's new drivers, new characters, and yeah, that's pretty much it that we know. And that's pretty much all that we need to go through. And yeah, you see some clips here from the new game in the trailer. So obviously Max Verstappen as an ambassador for EA. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this game and just the deep dive overall what we basically went through. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to stay tuned for more F1 23 content. And I appreciate you lot to drop a like. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Take care.